Hi everybody, I've decided to start with the VoiceThread itself and show you a few features of this tool before I go on to some of the details that I found in my research for this module. VoiceThread allows you to upload from your computer, media sources, URLs. It also allows you to upload from a webcam. So it really does give you quite a variety of options for regard to the types of things that you can bring into VoiceThread and interact with. Now you'll notice I have the first slide highlighted. I'm going to move, excuse me, oh, sorry. I'm going to move to the second screen here, or to the comment feature of VoiceThread. And in here, several options are available for me to add information. So I can add text comments and save that. I can also go in here and choose a pen tool. So if I were recording my own voice and I wanted to be able to highlight something here, the pen tool is available as well. I could add recording, so I could add voiceover, and this would be useful in two ways. The first way would be for me as an individual. If this were my project and I was creating it, let's say, to either share with my teacher or with my classmates, I could talk about what it is they're seeing on the screen. I could give some depth of explanation for them to understand what it is that they're looking at. You can listen to your recording and choose to save it. The other option is you can actually do a webcam comment if you want it. And every time a person comments, their persona, so other people in the VoiceThread class with this student would have a persona that gets added, and they would populate the side over here. So for each new comment, it would be posted over here. The benefit of that is, VoiceThread can be used simply, so very straightforward and direct. Maybe one or two slides, some student-directed explanation as to what they created, or it could be expanded to include not just that individual's understanding, but a depth of conversation that can go back and forth as people are analyzing what they're looking at on the slide. The final piece is sharing it. Now, it gives you the opportunity to, if I were working with a class here, it gives you the opportunity to share with that particular class. These details I won't go into at this point, but just know you can also get a link for publishing options. Let me see. It gives you options, what you allow to be done with your VoiceThread, and close this. It gives you an embed option, which would be very useful for Schoology if your students created something and you wanted them to be able to bring their VoiceThread in there. So quick overview of VoiceThread. Now let me move on to the other project requirements. I used OneNote Online to create this, and the focus of our module is dealing with the collaboration and community building of these various tools. So for VoiceThread, some details about it were taken from a tutorial available on the website. So if you're interested, you are most welcome to go to the website. The tutorials are absolutely fabulous. VoiceThread offers not only tutorials to use their tool for, let's say, an educator who would be using it in their classroom, but also little vignettes that you can make available to your students so that when they're out there actually recording, the little minute or minute and a half tutorials are readily available, and it's just such an easy transition for your students to learn some of the aspects of the skill of the tool if they're having difficulty. As far as pricing information, the single educator license is $79 a year, and that may seem a little bit steep, but with all sincerity, this tool offers so much potential and so much possibility. I would genuinely recommend considering spending the money to have it available to you. Other things that were included here, some of the collaborative features. Let me scoot back again. Sorry, my mouse is getting a little mind of its own here. Okay, try that one more time. VoiceThread allows you to create in both public and private layers. And what that means is the private layers, in essence, are private, that the student has their own space to create in. And then within that classroom, they are able to share. And this is something that the teacher would navigate, or the administrator would navigate, but they would be able to share that within the classroom for additional comments. The public aspect of it deals with the ability to be able to take your creations and with appropriate permissions, and again, the administrator of this has the ability to allow the user to make these decisions, but publish it for other folks within the VoiceThread community to observe. That translates into having a much wider audience that can view the student's work. Another feature that is nicely put together for VoiceThread is that all educators must use comment moderation. And the reason that that is a fabulous idea is, especially for someone who's dealing with younger students such as I do, it makes sure that the students appropriately post their comments, that there is nothing that would be inappropriate that's allowed to kind of sneak through and obviously removed later. But secondly, it gives you the opportunity as an educator to take a look at what the student is contributing, and if for some reason it appears that that student may not have understood the directive, or may need a little bit more guidance, because you have to approve the comments each time, it gives you the opportunity to touch base with that student at that point, rather than only discovering down the road that maybe they needed to be redirected a little bit. Couple other small things I'll add at this point. We were required to include information about how this tool supports the construction of social presence. Well, in regard to the reading, I did have some notes above there, but VoiceThread was listed in the table specifically under reflection. And as per the reading, reflection is not necessarily considered collaborative in nature, but why I believe it's both collaborative and reflective is it can contain writing samples, images, multimedia. Students can record voiceover comments imported into VoiceThread. Students can invite others to comment and contribute to their project. And VoiceThreads, as I mentioned earlier, can be simple or complex. The detailed overview of how this tool can be used to teach the content from the selected unit earlier, in my VoiceThread that I created, where I could see VoiceThread being of benefit is once the student does their research and once they build that visual that depicts communication from a historical perspective, current communication trends, they have to take that and answer a question that requires a little bit of a higher thought process to make that sort of bridge between how communication differs, how communication today is enhanced. So anyway, I see VoiceThread as providing an opportunity for students to collaborate and to have some in-depth conversation, not necessarily synchronously. The tool tends to be more asynchronous in nature, but nonetheless, it does give the ability to build depth into the experience.